So hi everyone, and welcome to the second Hockey Thursday Talks, hosted by Inline Hockey Ireland. So before we start, we would like to ask you to please leave your mic muted for the duration of the talk, so everyone can hear what's being said. If you have any technical issues, please use the written chat. Also, we would like to inform you that this talk will be recorded and later on published 1 week after this chat. Also, we will be taking questions at the end of the talk if you have any. So thank you. So my name is Ken Moussad, and today we'll have our second guest in the series. Please welcome Jason Tessier, Head of Officiating in Ireland for Inline Hockey Ireland. Hi, Jason. We're glad to have you here. How are you doing?
I'm very good, Ken. Thanks for having me. I trust you can hear me okay?
Absolutely. I hope everyone can hear you just fine as well. So I believe you have a presentation for us.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks for inviting me. Let me just share my screen if you would. You can see that, I trust. So anyways, thanks everyone for joining. Thanks Ken and Wolfpack and Inline Hockey Ireland for inviting me. We're certainly living in some challenging times, and we're all being asked to make significant sacrifices. You know, and not playing hockey is a small part of this, but in these times, it's great to have things like this initiative to keep us occupied. So, again, a big thanks to Ken, the Wolfpack, and Inline Hockey Ireland for hosting these and for asking me. So, I'm going to talk today about Inline Hockey Ireland referee program, officiating program. Really just give a brief overview of the program history, how things are working today, how people can get started if they want to, and maybe give you a few personal highlights that maybe describe some of the things that I get out of officiating, and we'll give you guys a quick rules quiz challenge at the end of it. First, a little bit about me. My name's Jason Tessier. I'm a level 3 official and currently the head of officials for Inline Hockey Ireland. I did the IHI National Championships in 2019. I did some World Skate Europe under 16, under 18 Nations Championships last summer as well. And I've been involved in officiating for about 10 years. Our current Inline Hockey Ireland referee program really starts, the modern history of it starts in September 2016 when Inline Hockey Ireland organized to have a course done by French referee Stéphane Angelique. And at the time, in September 2016, we had 3 qualified level 1 officials. Stéphane returned in 2017 in May before the playoffs, and we added 13 more level 1 officials. And then in September 2017, we started taking over a little bit from Stéphane. I helped Stéphane present the course in 2017, and we had 6 referees progressing on to level 2, and we added 4 new level 1 officials. And since then, we've really been working on our own, self-sufficient. It was a huge contribution that the French Federation and Stéphane made to our program by giving us the tools to get started, giving us the course materials, and letting us develop our own officiating program. 2018, 2019, we had 3 seminars, 10 more referees advancing or renewing, and I attended a World Skate referee seminar in Rome in February. Also, then in 2019, 2020, this past season, or this current season, we've held 3 seminars, added 8 new referees, and had 5 advancing or renewing level 2. So just to give you an idea of the current program, and I'll talk about the levels in a moment, but we have 13 level 1 referees. These are the first level of refereeing. Some of these referees have yet to complete their first games. We completed a training course, and then we had a couple of bad weather days that had some games cancel, and those referees missed their debut. We have 8 level 2 referees and 1 level 3 referee, and we have a host of scorekeepers and timekeepers involved as well. We count those as part of our officiating family. And so far this season, we've had 472 referee games completed. So when I say referee games, we've had 236 games refereed or played, and we have 2 referees per game. So we've had 472 referee games, and this is covered by only 16 active referees and the group of scorekeepers and timekeepers. So this is a massive chunk of work spread across only 16 referees. Some of the current challenges we have, the fact that we only have 16 active referees at any level. Some referees are more available than others. Some are just getting started. So we've had some referees do as few as 4 games this year, which is fine. They're getting started. And other ones who've done more than 100 games, which is a huge contribution to our association. Another challenge we have is finding referees for the top tier. For elite leagues, for example, we might have 8 elite referees, 7 of them active at the moment, but several of them are playing. So only 5 referees are available, some of which are coaching, some of which are refereeing other leagues as well. So it can be very challenging to get referees for elite, especially if those referees are also being called on to do other leagues, maybe on a Saturday and then referee elite on the Sunday. So how the program works, we run different training clinics per season. We run them across different locations to try to give people from different clubs a chance to attend easily. Each of the clinics has a classroom or theory portion where we teach rules and the philosophy of play and procedures and positioning. And then we go on court to get a bit of practical experience, go over some of the positioning, the procedures again, make sure that we have enough proficiency with skating, just to give people a chance to get on court before their first game. And then there's a written test for every level that people have to pass. Qualifications for every referee are renewed at a minimum every 2 years. And to do that, you have to attend a clinic, pass the written test, pass the on-floor test. And then for the level 2 and level 3 referees, you have to be reffing a minimum number of games over the course of 2 seasons in order to maintain your level. I've talked about levels a lot, but just to give you a rundown on the levels that we have, level 0 is a scorekeeper timekeeper level. There's no registration required, and we're putting together a level 0 course for scorekeepers, timekeepers that will be able to complete online. For all the other levels, you have to attend a referee course. You pass a level 1 or level 2 test with a certain level of proficiency. So for level 1, it's 60%, which is the pass mark. Level 2, the pass mark is 75%, and the test is much more involved. And with level 2, you introduce a minimum number of games that you have to referee as well. And then level 3, there's a commitment from IHI to do intensive assessment and mentorship. Or there's opportunities. Maybe you'll be nominated, like I was, to attend a World Skate or World Skate Europe event on behalf of Inline Hockey Ireland. Every year we ask referees to register, and when you first register you get a referee jersey, and the registration covers access to all the training. Referees' expenses are paid, so when we ask a referee to attend a game day, they get a fee per game. They get a daily amount, which would cover their lunch or some expenses on the road. And if you are driving, there's a per kilometer amount that's covered as well. So referees enable all the players to play, and so paying expenses for them is probably the least that we can do. As referees progress through levels, there's a chance to qualify for to referee more challenging games. So if you're starting off, you might be refereeing junior games, then you progress on to higher age groups, senior level games, League 1, League 2, League 1, and Elite, and then there's opportunity to go and referee internationally at different age groups, club competitions, and nations competitions as well. And the way we work the referee program on a practical basis from week to week, all of the referees are put into a teamer. So some of you might be familiar with this. Each qualified referee get invited to, if you're qualified, you get invited to let us know if you're available or not. And then all of the referees indicate if they can turn up or not. And then we send out assignments for the weekend games. So sometimes we get more referees available than we need, and so we try to distribute the assignments fairly, just to keep everybody involved and get everybody some game time and experience. All right, how do you get started? Officially, we're asking people to fill in a form that gives us some details about you and where you are, so that we can try to coordinate running referee programs where there's the most demand. Alternatively, you can contact me or your coach or whomever, and they'll put you in touch with me. But the big thing is, let us know you're interested so that we can try to get you started somehow. We run clinics, as soon as there's enough demand, but sometimes we run clinics for 2 people, one person. It all depends on really what people's availability are and what time of the season it is. Before a clinic, if you're going to be an on-court official, we're asked referees to register. And then the big things are studying the rule book and the rule additions, the special rules that Inline Hockey Ireland puts out to add to our own leagues. And during the clinic,
Jason, can I just interject here? So for those training sessions, is there a minimum age? Because we might have some very young lads that would like to participate and get those at this level 1. Is there a minimum age?
There really isn't a minimum age. I think some of the challenges can be if you are, refereeing. It might be difficult for you to referee age groups that are older than you, but quite certainly, anybody who's say 10 and up could enter the referee program, and we'd pair them with referees as mentors to make sure they get game experience in appropriate levels. So I'd be happy to be running programs with anyone who's really interested, 10 years old is probably practical.
Okay, all right. So I guess that's something to work on in terms of the global island officiating. So getting more youth involved in the program.
Yeah, certainly. If you're starting to get comfortable, as a 10 or a 12 or 14-year-old officiating, you know, your skills will be, you'll be well used to refereeing by the time you get into refereeing under 18 or senior level games. It, it's a skill that anybody can learn. I think just like any referee, if you're a good skater, if you have great knowledge of the rules, if you have confidence, then that's really what determines the games that you get assigned, right?
Okay.
So if I'm a beginner referee, I could be 30 years old and a beginner referee, and I'll be getting assigned games that are appropriate for my experience and my knowledge of the rules and my ability to skate. So just like a player, you need to develop some skills and get some experience, and you end up progressing.
Thank you for your answer, Jason. I'll let you get back to it.
Okay. So when we have clinics, I mentioned there's a classroom session that runs for several hours, about half a day. We cover rules, procedures, and the art of officiating. So when I talk about art of officiating, it's how do you determine whether a penalty is a minor or major? How do you talk to players and coaches? Just how do you manage a game? And then we move into on-court training, where we give people a chance to put into practice some of the procedures and the positioning that we talk about in the classroom. And then the test. The test, people I think can take it lightly, but we want to make sure that when we're putting an official on the floor, that they know the rules well. So every time we run a clinic, we emphasize to people that they really need to study the rule book. That being said, mistakes are how we learn. So our focus is more on working with referee candidates, making sure that if they do make a mistake, that they understand. So, in most cases, we go over the test results with the referees and make sure that they understand, things that they did well on, things that they might have struggled with. So then once you pass the test, how do you get started for real? The big thing is getting your name on the schedule. Get your first game behind you, get on the schedule, blow the whistle, drop the puck, call penalties. We'll put you into a game that's suitable based on your experience and your abilities. And we have people who will give you guidance and do assessments of you through the year to help you improve and gain confidence. And you'll be paired with officials that are more experienced to help mentor you. The equipment we need as officials: you get a helmet with a visor, preferably a black helmet, referee jersey that Inline Hockey Ireland will give to you, black pants, whistle, and then protective equipment, shin pads, elbow pads, pelvic protector, and usually a girdle doesn't hurt too. If you're taking, hopefully you have a good positioning and you're not taking shots, but sometimes players are looking to clear the puck up the boards and you get in the way. So why would you become a referee? What are some of the things that you might get out of being a referee? So for some people, it's a way to give back something to your sport. That's really what it is for me. Some people get the sense of teamwork. So if you're not playing on a team, you're still working as a team. As officials, we're working together to improve our skills. We're learning from each other. There's a chance for improvement and progression. So if you're working hard, gaining knowledge of the rules, gaining experience. You progress through levels and you get more challenging assignments. Refereeing can be character building. So as players, you'll go through a lot of experiences that will build character. But as officials, you're asked to make decisions under pressure. You develop confidence as you gain experience and as you improve your knowledge of the rules. Fitness. Fitness is a big one. You know, we sometimes ref 3-4 elite games in a day, and you know, players get to change every 2 minutes or so. You know, whenever their shift's over, referees are on for the whole game. Players only play a couple of games a day. Referees might be refereeing many more games. So fitness is a huge thing. And as I mentioned before, expenses are paid. So it can be a way to earn some extra money while still participating in the sport. I'll talk about some of my own personal highlights. Things that I really enjoy about refereeing, and some of the things I've enjoyed over the past few years is working with so many great people. My fellow referees, both in Inline Hockey Ireland and the ones that I met internationally. We're all great friends. We all have each other's back, so there's a real sense of camaraderie, of teamwork. A great group of people. I've enjoyed learning from mentors like Stéphane and Johan. They're both from the French Federation and from some of the world skate instructors at the referee seminar in Rome. And then interactions with players on the day, coaches, officials, Inline Hockey Ireland officials, you know, working with the league managers, working with the IHI committee. It's always been rewarding. So very briefly, I attended a World Skate International seminar for referees in Rome over 3 days, where there were referees from around the world attending. Learned a great deal, got some on-court experience, made some great friends as well. So this is, you know, was a real opportunity for me. It was the first time I had a chance to travel internationally through officiating. Refereeing in Gormanston for the elite final game. Not only, you know, being asked to do the elite final, but seeing what Inline Hockey Ireland achieved in having the playoffs in Gormanston was, you know, really rewarding. And then being asked to represent Inline Hockey Ireland at the under-16, under-18 World Skate Europe Nations Championships in Italy last August. I got to ref 9 games over 3 days. Oh, sorry, 4 days. And made, again, a lot of great friends. We had a great time. One of the things I really have to mention is, you know, the referees put in a huge amount of time. There's time on the floor, but also time travel, training for this. So referees really do a lot of work, some of it behind the scenes, to make sure that these games go on. So if people are joining us, you know, they can make a contribution to that effort. So Ken, I have you know, a rules challenge. Maybe if people have some ideas that they know some of the rules. These are questions that we had from some of the tests that we give to our candidates and some of the tests that I've taken elsewhere. So I'm happy to open it up either to chat, whatever you think is right. But the first question, what are the 5 criteria for penalty shot?
All right, so just so everybody knows, we have only about 10 minutes left in the talk, due to the fact that we're using just a free version of Zoom. For for this timing, we're just going to leave the question and answers on the side. If you have any questions for Jason or anything like that, you can do that through sending a message to Facebook or his email address, which we'll give in the chat. So I guess that would be quite interactive to do the rules challenge. So if you get the answer, send it privately to me. Okay, and so I guess we'll get to the one that's we'll send it privately to Jason, and the first one where it says it right will win the round in that case. So let's go with the rules challenge in that case.
Okay.
So first question.
So first question is, what are the 5 criteria for a penalty shot? I need to see the chat window, Ken. So maybe if people can
Or if anyone has the answers and knows the answer, you can send a message in the chat, and I will unmute you, and you can try it out. Confirmed referees or not. Anyone?
Even if they have one of the 5 criteria would be good.
We have a couple of referees that have been there and have refereed throughout the years that are in the chat here. So I know they're here. I'll get one in the chat. Brandon here. Let me unmute you. Hi, Brandon. Yeah. Do you know some of the rules?
I know some of them. Do you want all of them or some of them? Or
well, some of them will be great.
Okay, so it has to be a breakaway. You have to be fouled from behind. You have to have had a clear scoring opportunity. Oh, the other 2. I'll leave the rest for the user, for the audience to figure out while I remember them. Yeah, fouled from behind.
Well, that's not bad. What do you think, Jason?
That's pretty good. I think I'll go over to the answer anyway, right?
Yeah.
So control of the puck. They must be in the attacking zone.
Hold the puck in the other half.
Fouled from behind. No other opponent except for the goalkeeper to beat. And then, as Brendan had it, denied a scoring opportunity. Right. I have another one. An attacking player standing in the crease and gets hit by a shot. The puck drops into the crease, and the attacking player steps out of the crease and shoots the puck into the goal. Is it a goal or not?
Oh, I'm guessing some of the players here might be able to answer some of those questions.
I think if everybody can say whether it's a goal or no goal.
Would you be angry or not if that went in?
I'm gonna ask. Let's put some people in the highlights here. I'm gonna ask Oishin here. Oishin, what do you think?
I think it's not too sure.
Make an educated guess. Just try it out.
Goal.
Okay, so we have one goal here. Let's see what Aimer says. So Aimer, what do you say? Do you think it's a goal or it's not a goal?
I don't think it's a goal.
Okay, so you have two answers. Do you want to be the tiebreaker, Jason?
Sure. So the goal is good, right? When the player gets hit by the shot, they were illegal, right? But when they step out of the crease, they suddenly become legal, right? So if you this question actually came up in the World Skate seminar, and it was a challenge for most of the referees in the class. So it's a tricky one. But when you're standing in the crease, you get hit by the shot, you're illegal. But once you step out, you become a legal, it becomes legal again, right? And then the last one, puck deflects off you as an official from the shot of an attacking player. The goal counts. True or false?
So I guess that for this one, everybody, since it's just a binary Boolean answer, everybody can answer in the chat. Either it's yes or no, true or false, true or false. So if you're in the chat, answer true or false. Go ahead. Yes or no. Okay, so far we have 4 true, yes. 5. So it seems pretty anonymous here. So do you want to break out the answer for you?
All right. So here it is. False. Right?
and they saw me smiling. They saw me smiling. So
the goal should not be allowed if scored as a result of the puck coming straight in. So this is one of those ones where you'd have to be studying the rule book to really know which way it should work.
All right. So no, you can't answer the right answer after the answer is given. So yeah.
I have a couple minutes if you want to do questions.
So first of all, I'll just ask a quick question for me. We've seen a lot of improvements of the officiating in hockey, inline hockey Ireland. What do you think is the next step to bring the officiating at the next level? Because I've known a couple of championships, leagues, whether it was in inline hockey, ice hockey, where the standard was so high that even if you are playing in junior leagues, the referee was everything that you could find even in the top senior professional leagues. So what can we do to achieve that level of refereeing even in the under 10, even friendly games or under 12 leagues? What can we do?
So I think the big one is experience, right? And we've, over the past few years, we've had a number of referees who've gained a massive amount of experience. One of the things that we do as well is when we do referee assessments, we periodically we'll watch a player in their performance on the floor, let them know some feedback where they can improve things, what we're expecting from them. So I think part of it is time and getting experience and in getting feedback and developing the skills, and some of the things like sending people internationally, getting more candidates with more challenging experience. It spreads to all the other referees on the court.
All right. Well, thank you for your answer. So, all right. So I think our time is up here. So thank you again, Jason, for being there for the second nationwide Hockey Thursday talk. And thank you to the 19 participants who joined today. And we'll see you next week for another Hockey Thursday talk. Although I would like to mention that we have one very interesting question from Brandon. Now we don't have the time to get to it just right now. So please feel free to send your question directly to IHI or directly to Jason, and we'll answer